Let's talk about some breakthroughs. Can we talk about,
Yes.
tell us about a breakthrough a significant one that kind of impacted your journey as you started to move in towards just Pilates or anything in your life? Like, what was a breakthrough that you found, that something that impacted your life that made you change?
Um, I would say I might cry on this one. The biggest breakthrough in my entire world was losing my oldest son when he was killed. He was killed at the age of 18. It was very sudden, and I had to be still. We talked about being still and allowing yourself the luxury of the breakdown, and I didn't. I was in school full time for my master's when it happened. The funeral was during finals. I emailed my professors, but they were like, "We can only give you like another week. We need your projects in." So immediately after I buried him, I came home and was hitting the books and turning in my finals, and just stayed on that pace. Like, school was like the thing that kept me busy. It was my distraction until I broke. I remember, I think they put me in the wrong class or something happened, and
Something small, right?
I called, and baby, because I didn't allow myself the luxury of the breakdown, oh baby, I broke on that person on the other side of that phone. I broke on. And then I put the phone down and I just broke down and I cried because I knew I had just stepped outside of who I am. And I knew that it wasn't me, it was my grief. And so from that point, I dialed it all the way back. I went down to just taking one class, and just really focused on just my youngest son and making sure that my youngest son was okay, because he was in elementary school at that time. He was in the first grade. And so making sure that he was able to express, because what I know about boys, they don't. That was the biggest epiphany for me, because after that I started to focus on like the most important pieces around me and myself.
Hello, I'm Tanya Camille. Welcome to the podcast, where we'll explore the journey to true fulfillment from the inside out. I'm your girl, your host, Tanya Camille, and I'm excited to have you join me for this incredible series.
And I wasn't focusing on myself at all because I didn't allow myself the luxury of the breakdown. And what it's forced me to do is to always live in the truth of what I feel. So if I get that feeling in my spirit, that tightening that we get, that tension in the body, however your body manifested, I know those things aren't for me. I honor those things because it reminds me of that feeling that I got when I lost my son. So, and I get those feelings instantly when I'm in a space with people that aren't for me, or I'm moving in a direction that I shouldn't be moving on, because it feels like you're fighting instead of it just
Flowing.
flowing. And so that was my biggest breakthrough, was him giving me that, my oldest child, giving me that feeling that I can always tap into and listen to help guide my steps. And then, of course, I talk about how amazing he was every single chance I get. And my youngest son, who's 19, we talk about him all the time. And they are very similar, but they're also very different. And so, I've been able to manifest this amazingly badass 19-year-old who has all of the smartness and brain power and planning and kindness and thoughtfulness of his mom and his dad, without the crazy of his mom and his dad. So yes, Franklin, that's my baby, Franklin. He's amazing. I always shout out my boys.
Okay, and so I just can't imagine what that. And he's your firstborn, and you get the call that something's happened to him. and you still have to move forward.